What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today I want to first start off by saying this. I want to thank my man D Moore. Sat up there and contributed to the Cash App. Really appreciate everything you do. I appreciate all of your support for those who want to contribute to the show, so I can sit up here and give you guys more great thumbnails and, you know, find ways to build the show out some more. All you got to do is contribute to the Cash App up here, and trust me, I'm going to make sure that I look out for y'all. But again, I need to give a special shout out to my man D Moore. I appreciate you definitely contributing to the show, man. I really do. But this particular show is about a comment that was left by another longtime subscriber, another longtime supporter, Lawrence Bryan. He asked me what guys are out there, because he said he appreciated the fact that I'm a fairly good evaluator. And he said he wanted to know what guys should we target at the trade deadline that will make sense for us and our team. So I went on and sat up there and did my paperwork and my homework, and these are the guys that I came up with that I feel would be really good fits for our system. And on top of that, they play the way that we know Joe Witt and Dan Quinn will want to play. And this is solely focused on the defensive side because that's the side we need the most help on right now. So here we are at the very first spot. The first cornerback I have on my list is DJ Reed, the cornerback for the New York Jets. Now, I understand that, one, he plays opposite of Sauce Gardner, but he's a very good, solid, and aggressive cornerback who does utilize his speed to stick with receivers. So he's actually fairly good. Now, I know the Jets just made the trade for Davante Adams, which isn't going to help them in any way because you had Garrett Wilson on your team, and he's an elite receiver, and I don't know what's going on, but Davante Adams isn't going to stop Aaron Rodgers from throwing errant, silly passes that almost hits Buffalo Bills players in the hands. So, again, I like DJ Reed. I think he's a definite fit for our defensive system. He will be a free agent next year. I'm not certain if the Jets will be willing to bring him back, but so far we haven't heard of any negotiations or talks of extending him. So again, this is a guy that would fit in our system, and he's a guy that would actually take some of he might be a guy that could possibly let you move Mikey Sanders-Steele back to the slot position, or possibly move Mikey Sanders-Steele to the other side and let St. Juice sit on the bench for a minute just to let him recalibrate himself. You know, so again, DJ Reed is one of the guys that I like. The next guy that I like is Mike Jackson, the corner out of Carolina. Now, I know that a report came out about J.C. Horn. It's hard for me to believe that Carolina would let J.C. Horn get away, but Mike Jackson is one of those former Seattle secondary guys, and the only reason he's not in Seattle anymore is because Seattle sat up there and took Devin Witherspoon and already had Tariq Woolen there. So it was one of those things where Mike Jackson was just the odd guy out. You want a guy who's big enough and tough enough to face some of these number one corners and actually put pressure on them, not feeling the need to sit up there and play so far off, or, you know, like making ill-advised moves or getting beat all the time. So Mike Jackson, he's one of those guys that to me is really a guy to that we can really do well with, and a guy that I think that we will be like, that'll be fantastic to have him on the team. So for me, I like Mike Jackson. The next guy on my list is Elijah Molden, the defensive back out of for the Chargers. Now, he's not a starter, but the benefit that you will have with him is that he's a slot corner guy. and he's a safety. So it's one of those things where you can transition him in and out of positions. He's not the most aggressive guy when it comes to defending, but he's a guy that when he's in the slot, he's very tough for people to get up off of him. And like I said, with the fact that he's able to switch and play safety, which is something that we do need, a middle safety guy who basically does have some type of cornerback skills. I like Elijah Molden. Again, this is another guy that's a free agent come next year. You can probably get him for maybe like a 5th or 6th round pick. So, and like I said, he's not a starter, he's a backup. So, again, I like Elijah Molden if you think about it. And not only that, it gives you a solid slot guy and a possible backup at safety, but you get a solid slot guy, so you don't have to worry about the troubles you may be seeing in the slot due to the fact that Sandra still is playing on the outside. Next is Jordan Lewis, the corner out of Dallas. Now, I know that might be easier said than done because I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones would probably do everything in his power to nix this type of trade. But I like Jordan Lewis. He's played in this system already. He knows this system. The fact that he's another slot corner guy, he would solidify the slot position. I know he's a little older, but he's not that much older. And again, for a guy who already knows the system, knows what his job is supposed to be in the system, and who's also known for, being one of those takeaway guys as well, I wouldn't mind Jordan Lewis as one of those guys too. The next guy on my list is a corner out of New Orleans. Now, I will say this. I think they should put a feeler out there to see if Marshawn Lattimore is available, and just make them feel that you're going after Marshawn Lattimore, but what you're really doing is going after this guy, and that guy's Paulson Ado. I remember I evaluated this guy back when he was coming out of Stanford. I forgot, I think it might have been 2021. But I had evaluated him coming out, and I was for certain Ron was going to take him, and Ron did not take him, and that shocked me. But this guy, being as though New Orleans sat up there and they drafted Kool-Aid McKinstry, he might be the odd man out because Lattimore still has time on his contract, and Lattimore is one of the top guys. But Paulson Ado had a very good campaign, and he's been one of the more solid corners in the league, especially when you're talking about you need a guy who can get takeaways, a guy who play aggressively, and who could fit slot straight into our system very well. So I like Paulson Ado. I mean, like I said, again, to me, I think that these type of deals like this is where Howie Roseman thrives. But I think it's just the fact of just giving a call, and I would love for Adam Peters to give a call and say, hey, what you think about trading Marshawn Lattimore? And if they strong with the no, be like, you know what? All right, how about Paulson Ado? Just to make them feel that what your real target isn't what your real target really is. Next, we have the issue at defensive end. Dorrance Armstrong is out. We also have an issue at defensive tackle with Jonathan Allen now being out. So, and Jonathan Allen possibly not coming back. So I got two guys that I feel will fit our system. One guy is a edge/defensive tackle, and the other guy is an edge guy that fits their mold. So the first guy is Dietrich Wise Jr., the edge out of New England. I like him a lot. I think that if you put him in, you can put him in, and I think he'll make an instant impact. Not only that, he's been known to be a guy that's very disruptive when it comes to the run games. And when you really need him to get pressure, he finds a way to really get pressure. And I mean, Dietrich Wise, he's backing up Keion White right now in New England. So I'm pretty sure you can probably get Dietrich Wise probably for maybe a 7th round pick, maybe a 6th. You know, so and like I said, and he's a very effective edge guy. So again, I like Dietrich Wise. I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about Dietrich Wise? But I like Dietrich Wise. He fits the mode of what we run. He seems like the type of guy that they would look for in an edge player, because he does kind of fit that kind of Dorrance Armstrong, DeMarcus Lawrence type of build and fit. So again, I like him, but I think that that's one that they could target as well. Last but not least is a guy that was drafted just last year, and I do feel, and the only reason I'm choosing him is because of the fact that he's third on this team's depth chart right now, but he's a guy that could be very effective immediately, because he's not only an edge guy, he's also a D tackle, and that guy is Carl Brooks out of Green Bay. He does have pass rush ability. He's very fast to the ball. Like I said, from like his rookie year, he actually did pretty well with Green Bay. So it was kind of shocking to see him fall to the all the way down to the 3rd in rotation. But I like Carl Brooks. Like I said, his ability to go from D tackle to edge is something that I feel is very special. And it's something that I honestly think would be something that would be very fitting of this defense. And something that I think that with him playing beside Daron Payne, it will probably make Daron Payne play even more aggressively, because of the fact that he plays with a level of aggression as well. So again, those are my guys. I want to thank Lawrence again for asking that, leaving that comment, asking me about that. So these are the guys that I have that I feel would fit our defensive scheme and would be impactful coming into our scheme, versus, you know, them trying to train up and learn and everything like that. Like I said, for a lot of these guys, I just think it's all about calling. Just call and see. You know, I mean, like I said, with Paulson Ado, I would just try to see, hey, what y'all thinking about Marshawn Lattimore? And then the whole time you just want actually Paulson Ado. So again, these are the guys that I really like. And like I said, I do feel that a lot of these guys, it's just a call. A lot of these guys, they're going to be free agents next year. So a guy like Paulson Ado, DJ Reed, Elijah Molden, I think even Jordan Lewis will be a free agent next year as well. So again, these are guys that you can actually get. And I think that all it would take is a call. And I think that these guys will be instant impacts. I mean, I think that, you know, I mean, even with that, you're talking about, let's just say you're able to snag 2 of these guys instead of 1. Now all of a sudden, so let's just say you was able to get Paulson Ado and Mike Jackson at the same time. Or if you were able to get Paulson Ado and Jordan Lewis. You know, like, you would actually be doing well, especially you'll be shoring up a massive issue that has been going on in your team. So again, y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, y'all, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.